Welcome everybody, my name is Michael and today we're discussing about compound interest. It's a very simple topic, but many people don't really think about it until you tell it straight. So for example, let's say you have a car payment, $300 per month. Ford Mustang, a BMW 3 Series, whatever is going on, you got $300 per month. You're paying for it, you're happy with it, you got your car, that's awesome. I'm a big car guy myself. But you have to realize that maybe you could have gotten a cheaper car. I'm not saying get a rust bucket that's like $2,000-3,000, but maybe, save up $5,000 to $10,000, and instead of getting a $20,000 or $30,000 brand new car, as soon as you drive that off the lot, it's obviously going to depreciate. So you got to think about your assets. You got to think about investing into the future. And even if you are paying right now $200, $300, $400, $500 per month, maybe there's a chance to refinance, get your percentage lower. Most of America is under credit, right? So a lot of you have credit cards. I used to have a lot of credit cards. Maybe you got a car payment. Maybe you got a mortgage. You got a lot of contracts that you have to fulfill. You have to pay that money at the end of every month. And if you don't, your credit score goes down, you can't get an apartment, everything's screwed, right? For certain jobs, you can't even get a job. If you're working in finance, or if you're working for the government, you're not gonna be able to get a job. So it's just something to think about. If you're paying a few $100 per month, which in most cases, a lot of Americans are, maybe it's time to switch for a cheaper car. So you get a cheaper car, you have your mode of transportation, because in America, unlike in Europe, most Europeans aren't gonna understand it until you actually travel to America. I myself come from the suburbs where there is no public transportation nearby me. It's non-existent. There is no bus, there's no train. You have to drive 15 minutes across a highway to get to the local train. That's just not happening. If you don't have a car, you have no access to public transportation. So you get your public transportation, you have a job, everything's just fine. But there's something to keep in mind. Whatever that amount is, whether it's $200 per month, maybe you're not doing so well, but $200, everyone can manage that. If you're in America, if you're in the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, you can manage $200 per month. You can start with $100 per month. Let me show you what compound interest can do. Here we have $100 initial investment, $200 added every single month, an average of 6% APR. So this is your rate, which will vary every single year, but an average, let's say 6%. One year you get 10%. The next year it goes down. The next year you get 20%, right? So it's going to be all over the place. But if you're going for, let's say 20 years, 30 years, 40 years into the future, obviously it's going to be a little bit different. You're looking at this as a long-term investment. So let's say 30 years. Well, we calculate that. What do we get? $195,000, $476.94. Out of that, the total interest, this is crazy, $123,376.94. So out of that, in 30 years, most of the money you have is from interest. Most of the money you have is earned. Now, of course, you're going to have to do capital gains taxes, but it's absolutely crazy to think about. What's going to give you 6%? Let's discuss this. 6%, a lot of you can invest into stocks, which can average you more than 6%. If you're doing a little bit of trading here or there, you can get 7, 8, 10%. And most mutual and index funds will get you 7, 8%. Why did I do 6%? Let's say you're doing a little bit worse. You're not selling at the right points. Maybe you got inflation on your mind. You're doing this to grow your money as a hedge against inflation, and you got inflation included, so 6% is just right for you. You don't care if SPY or ARK is doing 10, 20, 30%, whatever. It doesn't matter. You're getting your 6%. With just 6% by itself at $200 per month with $100 initial investment. After 30 years, $123.3 thousand, that was just gained in interest and almost $200,000 in investment is a lot to think about. But you're thinking, I'm in cryptocurrency. This is not a lot of money. That's okay. Let me show you something. So let's say you increase this to $500 per month. This is where it gets really crazy. You have a total value of $487.8 thousand. Out of that, a total interest of $307.7 thousand. So this is just $500 per month at a 6% APR. Let's say for 30 years, you have a mutual or index fund. That is great, right? Well, crypto, let's say it gets you 10%. For the average person, just the past few years alone, Bitcoin, even with its crypto winter, when it went down after 2018, just looking at the past 4 years, you would have gotten over 25%. But let's just say 10%, right? Boom, you're over $1 million if you were just investing $500 per month and $100 initial investment into Bitcoin, just Bitcoin, nothing else, low risk investment, 30 years, $1 million with a total interest of $853,000. Most of your money came from this investment. There is no other way to get there unless you have a very good paying job and you're saving a lot of money, this is the easiest way to become a millionaire right here. $500 per month. If you're earning $5,000, that's just 10% of your monthly income. That's not a lot. I know a lot of people who are making $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000 per month. You can invest a lot more than $500 per month. Interest rate of 10%. This is a lot lower than the average cryptocurrency investor gets over a few years. Let's say you get 20%, right? You're one of the lucky ones. You get 20% with $500 per month. Boom, you can see something crazy, 7.7 million bucks, which most of that, almost 95% of that is from your total interest. Now let's go to 20 years. Maybe you're thinking, all right, I'm not going to live to 30 years. Maybe I've got cancer or whatever. 20 years I can do. 1.2 million out of that total interest of 1.1 million. What is stopping you from investing right now? Of course, this is 20% interest. Well, let's just go down to 10% interest. Even that with cryptocurrency, $359,000, 802.36 cents, and a total interest of 239,000 bucks. That is a brand new Lamborghini, my friends. That again is not a lot of money. Let's say you are going crazy, $1,000 per month. $1,000 per month. You're not even getting the 6%. You're getting 5% interest. Calculate 406,000, 165,000 of that is interest with 6%, 453 with 213, and with 30 years to grow, you have almost $1 million with that 614,000, 615,000 actually out of total interest. Whatever your mode of investing is, you have to realize that long-term is the answer. Unless you are the next Warren Buffett, you're able to predict everything. You are the Oracle of Omaha. That's not happening. That's 1% chance out of 100 people. So unless you're that individual, really doing well, you're killing it, just think logically. Go for low-risk investments that give you a little bit of an edge over the inflation rates every single year. After you cash out your $1 million 30 years from now, of course, you're going to pay $200,000, $300,000 in taxes, and the rest, you're able to just chill with that. You're able to keep on investing. You're able to do whatever you want. Maybe buy some real estate. And then you're thinking, 20 years from now, that's when I'll retire. Because 30 years, I'm 22, turning 23 years from now, so I'm going to be 52, 53 years old. I can leave it in for 40. I can leave it in for 50 years. This is how the rich get richer. This is how the poor just don't understand. They're stuck in the same spot because they're spending on car payments. They're spending on the mortgage. They're spending on this. Mortgage is great if you know what you're doing with real estate. But the number one way people become millionaires, besides real estate, really well invested real estate, and usually it's good if it's your second or third property, is the stock market or cryptocurrencies. And since you obviously are interested in cryptocurrencies, since you're following this channel, cryptocurrencies will give you a better APR than 6%. But I'm just showing you 6%. A lot of Instagram accounts, a lot of Facebook posts are going to be showing you 7, 8, 9, 10%. Every single percentage point gets you that much closer to that $1 million. But let's make it realistic. 6%. You're able to do it. Just look at the past year alone. Look at some mutual index funds that are really popular. Whatever industry really interests you. For example, MMJ. So if you came from my old channel, Avi, you might be interested in MMJ. There are some MMJ funds that have beat over 20% for the year. Now, obviously, it's going to change because we don't know what's going to happen over the next 10, 15, 20 years. But it just makes you think with this compound interest, it's like, holy moly. So first of all, I would either take, let's say, $500 per month. There's people paying over $1,000 per month for their cars. If they have bad credit, or if it's a really, really expensive car, luxury Lexus or whatever, they're paying over $1,000 per month. Well, if they take that, instead of investing into a depreciating liability, they invest that into an asset that makes them money. Sure, you got to pay your taxes, but you got to pay your taxes either way. Even if you're buying a car, you still got to pay your taxes. You buy an asset, it makes you money when you're sleeping. Everybody talks about it, but few people want to do it. And that's why this year is the year that I've discussed, and I've made it my goal. I'm going to be investing at least a minimum of 10% of my monthly income into cryptocurrency, and then later on, into mutual or index funds. So hopefully I can get up to 20%, 10% into crypto, 10% into stocks. Because I realized there is a lot of profit that I'm missing out on. And it just makes you feel better. You have a few $100,000 in your bank account. You understand, all right, I'm in a good position. You're feeling good psychologically. You have a Camaro outside. It feels good until it breaks, and then you have to pay for maintenance. I'm a car guy myself. Listen, you get to $1 million, you get to $2 million, you get to $5 million. That's your beautiful nest egg. You're able to buy yourself a used car that you love, a Ford Mustang, a BMW 6 Series, even a Lamborghini, a used Lamborghini Gallardo for $60,000 bucks. Of course, there's going to be maintenance and all of this, but still, think logically. You're able to still have your dream and feel safe psychologically, having a few $100,000 or even over $1 million in your bank account without going into the extremes. People are going to say, oh my God, it's so hard to get 8, 9, 10% per year. And I'd agree with you. Most people aren't going to get there. But 6% is definitely doable, especially when you're talking about cryptocurrency. So don't tell me 6% is not possible with Bitcoins. Don't tell me 6% is not possible with Ethereum. Just look at the past 10, 11, 12 years. Even the past 3 or 4 years. Maybe you're not an early investor in cryptocurrency. Who cares? This is still a new industry. And even if you don't care about Bitcoin, even if you think it's a bubble, just like my last video on Kubera, Bitcoin's not in a bubble, but still, even if you think it's in a bubble, go to stocks. There's so many ways to multiply your money. What are the rich doing? Are they sitting around? Nah. They're investing most of their money. And they're in a position where they're able to live off of the 1 or 2% out of their total net worth. That's where you want to be. Where I'm from, in my neighborhood, we've got some millionaires. These people got to their positions through either hard work or generational wealth. When it comes to generational wealth, it's a little bit difficult because sometimes these youngsters don't really know how to manage their money. So either they become poor, or B, they know how to invest their money because their father or their mother taught them how to. It's not that difficult. Sure, you can't just listen to some random YouTuber and then go, all right, let's invest, boom, and then see a $500 per month. But this isn't a lot of research. Look at what Warren Buffett is investing into. Look at what Bill Gates is investing into, where Bill Gates has a large portfolio that mainly consists of Berkshire Hathaway. So that is that. That's today's video. It's very simple. I did this calculation recently because I was just looking at some of my dream cars. I was thinking, all right, $300 per month, that's not too bad. $300 per month, if you add that into a compound interest calculator, that's a lot of money. And even if you don't get 6%, you get 5%, you get 4%, it's still a lot of money. Sure, you're not going to be paying your car for the next 10, 20 years, but you are going to be paying your mortgage for the next 30 years. If you buy wrong, if you get into the wrong real estate property, you're going to be losing money. People lose money on real estate all the time. Also with cars, people don't understand, if you're not in it yourself, but people with bad credit sometimes take 7, 8, 9-year loans. That's crazy. Get like 20%, hopefully refinance after that. But still, 9 years is very close to that 10. It's close to a decade. I don't understand why people would get that, but there's people out there that do, and they're losing a lot of money. You know who's earning on you? Banks and the insurance companies and all these billionaires. They're earning off you. Your hard-earned money. So what are you going to do? Maybe take this as a warning. If you're not invested right now, I'm not encouraging you to go out and spend all your money right now. Be smart about this. Be safe. Get an emergency fund. Make sure your money's paid for. Make sure your money's put to work. But maybe this year is the year that you're going to change it all. You're going to be responsible with your money. You're going to care about personal finance. You're going to start subscribing to all these channels about personal finance and investing, and you're going to get some courses and read some books on it. And maybe this year is the year that can get you kick-started towards that $1 million S-Tag. Now, of course, I made also a video on Kubera that $1 million is not worth what it used to be worth. And it's definitely not going to be worth when you most likely retire if you're a young adult due to inflation. So that's another reason you should start investing. Because if you put your money in a mattress or in the bank, $1 million is not a lot. That's today's video. Thank you to all who are coming from Kubera. We're almost at 300 subscribers, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.